Hey guys, what's going on? Got the Fiat here. I'm going to be doing a diff fluid change and a trans fluid change. Got the car jacked up on all four corners. Got it as level as I can. I'm going to drain out the fluids and then I'll swap in the new ones. Let's go ahead and get that started. Alright, so to do this job, to replace the fluid in the transmission and the rear diff, you need a couple tools. You're going to need a ratcheting wrench and a torque wrench. You'll need either a 17mm socket or a 12mm hex socket, or both. In my case I needed both. And you'll need 4 quarts if you're doing both the trans and the gear oil. You'll need 4 quarts of 80W90 gear oil. Just choose your brand and go from there. That's all you need to get this job done. And I'll go ahead and show you how we do. When you get right under the transmission, you have your oil drain pan right there. Come back just a little bit. Here's the drain bolt for the transmission. It's a 12mm hex. And then here is 17mm fill plug for the trans as well. Get the fill plug out first. Get a drain pan underneath and then remove the drain plug. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. We'll let that drain out. We'll put the drain plug back and then we'll start filling from there. If you have a pump that's automatic, it'll make things a lot easier. Otherwise, a hand pump works just fine. Let's get to it. Hey guys, go ahead and grab the 17mm socket. Get it on that fill bolt. I already have it broken loose. Go ahead and get that off. I'm going to let that drain for a second, and then I'll go ahead and remove the drain bolt as well. Alright, now that it's coming down to just a drip from the fill plug, I'm going to go ahead and get that drain plug out of there.
I guess size doesn't matter though. This will easily fit in my car. Think it's worth it? $60? I'll buy it.
Alright, so I got the drain plug out. According to the owner's manual, it only holds a little under 2 liters, so this isn't going to be draining for very long. So go ahead and let that drain, and then get your pump, get your fluid ready, and once this is done draining, you can put the drain plug back, and then you can start filling out of this side right here. So I'm going to let this drain, and then I'll get to it in just a moment. Alright, so now that everything's drained out, I'm going to go ahead and get the drain plug back in, and then I'll use the pump to pump in the new fluid from right here. So here's the pump attached to the drill. I'll put one end in here, the other end in the bottle of the fresh fluid, and then I'll fill it in from there. So for now I'm just going to get this drain plug on kind of hand tight. I'll torque it down when I'm all done. Stop right there for now. You can buy these pumps fairly cheap. I got this one for about $14 at my local hardware store. So just like that, go ahead and shove that end in there. And then I'll get the bottle. This end will go into the bottle, and then I just use the drill to start filling it. Alright guys, so I have the drain plug back in place. I don't know if you can see that. And I got the fill plug still out. I was trying to use this $13 drill attached pump that I bought. You put this side in the bottle, this side goes up into the car, you run the drill, and the fluid's supposed to pump through. I mean, it definitely works. It'd probably work better if these tubes were significantly shorter, which I can't do because, you know, I'm going from a bottle to the car. It would have been difficult to do. It'll probably work better for other smaller things, but definitely not for this. I mean, I was at it for the last 10 minutes, and I barely got a quarter of a quart out. And this car requires, according to the owner's manual, for the manual transmission, it requires 1 3/4 quarts. That's about 1.65 liters. So I barely got a quarter of a quart out, so I had my buddy go and get me a manual hand pump. I'm going to do it that way. I'm 100% confident that's going to be faster because we just did his car like less than a week ago. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm sure it's going to be a lot faster. I'm going to put the drill and this pump away. Like I said, I bought this for 13 bucks from my local hardware store. Absolute fail. If you guys want to give it a try, give it a try. They're cheap, but it did not work for me. So I'm going to use the hand pump method. Once he gets back with that pump, I'll show you guys what's going on. Alright, so there he is. He should have the pump with him. It's pretty reliable, so I think he has it with him. Let's find out. But once he gets out here with that pump, we'll go ahead and get back to work. Look at that, he's just staring at me like a creep. Well, I guess I'm the creep too because I'm videotaping him. Alright, well, let's get to it. Alright, so with this pump, one end just goes into the car, one end goes in the bottle, and just monitor right here how much fluid you're using. Just pump it. This is better for lower viscosity fluids, but it's doing a great job. Better than that automatic pump for sure. This was only 10 bucks. So I'm going to get this to 1 3/4 of a quart, and in liters, that's about 1.65 liters. And then I can go ahead and put that failed plug back on, or you can wait until it's starting to drip out a little bit. But that's it for this, and then we'll move on to the diff. Alright, so now that I got 1 3/4 of a quart in there, it actually started dripping out. So I started the fill plug back by hand, and I'm just going to torque it down. Normally it's between like 25 to 30, sometimes 40 on certain cars. Nothing that I could really find online, so I'm just going to go up to 30. Once you torque down the drain plug and the fill plug, you can go ahead and move on to the diff if you're also doing the diff. Otherwise, you're done from there. Alright, so with a 17mm socket, go ahead and remove the fill plug from over there, and then the drain plug from right here. And just go ahead and let it drain, and then once it's done, we can pop the drain plug back in and then start filling from up there. Okay, so now that we're on the diff and we have it all drained out and it's stopped dripping completely, you can go ahead and reinsert the drain plug, torque that down to about 25 foot-pounds as well. Go ahead and put this hose in through where the fill plug goes, put the other end in the bottle. And the rear diff is supposed to take 1 2/5, so pretty much like 1.5 quarts. And in liters, that's 1.3. So go ahead and fill that up. I'm going to do that now. And then tighten up the fill plug, torque that down to about 25 foot-pounds, get the car off the jack stands, and you're all done changing the diff and the trans fluid. Alright guys, so that's all. A real simple process. Just about anyone with basic skills can do it. If there's any questions, feel free to shoot them in the comments. I will do my best to get back to them. If you enjoyed this video, or if you found it useful, hit that like button. As always, subscribe. Till next time. Peace.